In June, Israel delivered a shocking blow to Iran with a meticulously planned intelligence and military operation that had been in development for years, effectively targeting high-ranking objectives with remarkable accuracy. Leveraging the expertise of spies and the capabilities of artificial intelligence, the Israeli forces executed a nighttime assault involving warplanes and armed drones that had been covertly introduced into Iranian airspace, swiftly neutralizing a significant portion of Iran's air defense and missile infrastructure. This newfound liberty in the skies allowed Israel to launch strikes on critical nuclear facilities, resulting in the deaths of prominent generals and leading scientists. When Iran finally managed to respond hours later, its capacity for retaliation, already hampered by previous Israeli assaults, had significantly waned. Despite Iran being dealt heavy blows at the hands of the Israeli military, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei is still in rage mode, and the Shia theocracy sees another war as a distinct possibility. Now, Iran and Israel are distanced by over 1,000 kilometers, with Iraq and Jordan lying between them. Consequently, a ground invasion appears improbable, leading both nations to depend on missile strikes as their primary means of warfare. Among the countries in the Middle East, Iran possesses one of the largest and most diverse missile inventories. Satellite pictures show Iran has begun rebuilding missile production sites targeted by Israel during its 12-day war in June. But a key component is likely still missing, and that is the large mixers needed to produce solid fuel for the weapons. And Iran may choose to rely on China to obtain mixers and the chemicals to make solid fuel. Here's all you need to know. As stated, satellite imagery reveals that Iran has initiated the reconstruction of missile production facilities that were struck by Israel during the 12-day conflict in June. However, it appears that a critical element is still absent: the large mixers essential for creating solid fuel for these weapons. Reviving the missile program is vital for the Islamic Republic, which anticipates the possibility of another conflict with Israel. These missiles represent one of the limited military deterrents available to Iran, following the war that severely weakened its air defense capabilities, an aspect that Tehran has consistently stated will not be part of negotiations with Western powers. The devices, referred to as planetary mixers, are designed with blades that rotate around a central axis, mimicking the motion of planets in orbit, and they provide superior mixing efficiency compared to other machinery. Iran may source these mixers from China, as experts and US officials indicate that they have previously acquired missile fuel ingredients and various components from there. The Israeli war targeted solid fuel missile sites. These solid fuel missiles have the advantage of quicker launch capabilities compared to their liquid-fueled counterparts, which require loading just prior to firing. This rapid launchability can be crucial, as it can mean the difference between successfully launching a missile and it being destroyed in its launcher, a fate that befell some during the Israeli war. In Iran, solid fuel missile production facilities are located at Kojir and Parchin, both situated on the outskirts of Tehran, as well as at Sharud, which lies approximately 350 kilometers to the northeast of the capital. Prior to the latest conflict, all of these facilities had already faced Israeli airstrikes in October 2024, amid ongoing hostilities. The assaults throughout the June war seemed focused on demolishing structures that contained mixers, essential for ensuring an even mixture of missile fuel. Additionally, other targets hit by Israel included production plants that were likely capable of manufacturing these mixes. Satellite imagery reveals ongoing construction activities at both the Parchin and Sharud facilities. At the Parchin site, it seems that mixing buildings are undergoing repairs, while similar reconstruction efforts are also taking place at Sharud, involving both mixing buildings and additional structures. The rapid pace of Iran's rebuilding efforts underscores the significance Tehran assigns to its missile program. In contrast, the bombed nuclear sites in Iran have not experienced comparable levels of activity. According to the Washington-based Jewish Institute for National Security of America, which maintains close ties with the Israeli military, Iran launched 574 ballistic missiles at Israel during the war. The think tank also noted that prior to the conflict, Iran had already fired another 330 missiles in 2 separate exchanges of fire. The Israeli military estimates that Iran possesses approximately 2,500 missiles in total, indicating that more than a third of its arsenal has been deployed. Analysts have indicated that prior to the onset of the war, Iran was poised to manufacture over 200 solid-fuel missiles each month, prompting Israeli airstrikes on its missile production sites. Finally, it is important to consider the role of China in this situation. Iran could potentially depend on China for acquiring mixes and the necessary chemicals to produce solid fuel. These chemicals are suspected to have been linked to a devastating explosion that occurred in April, resulting in the deaths of at least 70 individuals at an Iranian port. To date, Iran has not clarified the circumstances surrounding the explosion, which coincided with discussions between its diplomats and American officials in Oman regarding its nuclear ambitions. Shortly after the incident, the U.S. State Department imposed sanctions on Chinese companies that it claimed provided the Islamic Republic with ballistic missile propellant ingredients. In the meantime, it is believed that Iran's Revolutionary Guard provided a planetary mixer to an underground site for ballistic missile production located in Syria, specifically near Masyaf, approximately 170 kilometers north of Damascus and close to the Lebanese border. Israeli military footage released several months following the September 2024 raid on this facility revealed the mixer, which resembled models available from various Chinese suppliers online. Earlier this month, Iran's president and military leaders attended China's Victory Day parade in Beijing. China may also offer guidance systems and microprocessors to enhance Iran's ballistic missile capabilities. Should Iran resume missile production at levels seen before the conflict, the volume of missiles created would significantly complicate the Israeli efforts to intercept or destroy them in advance.